Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're all doing fantastically well. It's Connor here, and I really didn't want to make this video, but here we go. We're back again. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. It's a little bit of a walk along today. I do have two flipping shoots, so I'm making my way to them today. So apologies, there is no rumour mill. There might be one later on, dependent on the day's activities, and to be honest, I might slide one in. But so keep an eye on that one. You have to be subscribed to the channel. Check out the second channel as well, everybody. We are, I think, about 70 subs away from 5K, which is amazing. Video did really well yesterday as well. You guys will be really interested on that as well. Basically, on the video yesterday, I was talking about why teams have got to give all the three promoted teams a little bit more of a chance going into next season. We looked at the historical data, yada, yada, yada. You might enjoy it. Make sure you check it out. Link in the description below. So, it's Jack Harrison, isn't it? Jack flipping Harrison. I'm here talking about him again. Now, let me just give you the context around this guy, everybody. He signed for Leeds in 2018. 2018, his contract runs till 28. If he is still at Leeds in 2028, he will have been at Leeds for 10 years. 10 years, 153 appearances. My goodness, and hopefully not counting last year, or for the 2 years he's been at Everton on loan, of course. He's made 64 appearances, scoring 4 goals. Let me say that again, 64 appearances, 4 goals. Not as smoothly as I expected that one. But yeah, 4 goals. My goodness, what sort of period has it been for him there? Well, I spoke to an Everton fan this morning, a couple of Everton fans who I used to know as well, who were on the old journalism circuit, and they said it's not been successful at all, called him inconsistent, and the amount of flack I took from Leeds fans for calling him hot and cold Harrison for about 3 or 4 years. I deserve this. But he's always been the same. He's a cluster player. You know, he'd score 3 against West Ham, he'd score maybe a couple, I think it was, against Wolves or whatever. You know, if we're just picking out specific games. He'd never take the game by the scruff of the neck. He never ever did that, in my opinion. He was one of those players who'd dart in and out of seasons. There'd be maybe 2 games where he'd score 4 goals and then he wouldn't score in 12 games. And it wasn't good enough. It's not Premier League standard. And he's been gobbled up and he's still been playing. But why does he play? It's effort, it's endeavour. But right now, the 5 wingers that we've had in the Championship, he'd have been the 6th in the Championship. He'd have been nowhere near it. He wouldn't have been anywhere near Nonto. He's not on his level. He's not on Ramazani's level. James is miles better than him and has been more consistent. You look at Solomon, he's miles ahead of him. He'd have been, what, 5th winger, wouldn't he? And I'd have probably played Isaac Schmidt over him, to be honest. So I've got absolutely no interest in Jack Harrison coming back. But what's the logistical standpoint when you take out the emotive side of things? When we look at what we bought him for in 2021 on a permanent fee, it was 11 million quid. Now, with amortisation, this is spread over the 7 years, of course, which is when Jack's contract will end in 2028. And it basically means Leeds United have made an accounting loss of 1.58 million quid, which basically means Jack Harrison's now PSR book value is around about 2.53 million quid, which basically means if Leeds United sell him for 10 million quid, they will yield 7 million quid against PSR, which is really good for the club. The issue is there's no chance that's going to happen because he's not good enough. Now, there has been a couple of rumours about Fulham, which if Fulham, with the calibre of player they have, are interested in Jack, fair enough. It gives us maybe a little bit more of an advantage next season as well. And they have been interested in maybe players at Leeds United who haven't been performing. And, you know, I kind of look at Dan James years ago, obviously when they first came up Fulham, and Dan wasn't being great, was he, at all for us. We sort of got rid of him for a little bit and wasn't great at Fulham either. But I kind of put them all in the same bracket, really, when I look at Aronson, when I look at Dan James, when I look at Jack Harrison, in terms of maybe ability. But Dan's just upped his game. Dan has upped his game, he's up form, and I don't want this this notion right now that could be Jack Harrison, because it's not. He's had so many chances right now, Jack Harrison, and he's not performed. When you take out as well just the logistical side of things when it comes to form, you actually look at how he left the club, his mum, all that sort of saga. It's not great. He's going to come back to Leeds with the tail between his legs 100%. But what do Leeds do with him? what on earth do we do with him? I do have a little worry, I'll be honest with you. I have a little worry that the manager potentially might look at Max Verber, might look at Brendan Aronson, and obviously with Leeds maybe not being able to make a book value profit when it comes to PSR on him. Maybe there is a scenario where Daniel Farke sees him and thinks, I can help him here. I can make him into maybe a Leeds United bench option. He's played twice. Look, you kind of look at it, don't you? And you go, twice in the Premier League. Everton have had him for 2 years. He's got this amount of Premier League experience with Leeds, albeit no context applied, and we'll keep him and try reintegrate him. I really hope Farke doesn't do that. Really, really hope he doesn't do that, because for me, then it probably blocks Leeds going and getting another attacker, because we've got one coming back anyway. It basically insinuates that Jack's got another chance, which he doesn't deserve, on the field and off the field, in my opinion. But we have seen situations where Brendan didn't leave in the best vein of form, as we know. Neither did Max, and they were reintegrated. And Daniel Farke worded it perfectly, and the Leeds fans got a little bit back on tally now. When it comes to amortisation, it's helped when it comes to Brendan, obviously, because it's another year. The books are looking a lot better now, a lot fresher with him, but you've still not increased really any sort of sale value. But it doesn't matter, because it's another year really. So it's going to be I think it's going to be difficult for Leeds to sell him on. Still Brendan Aronson, but maybe that year in the Championship has pricked a couple of clubs' ears, and they've gone, oh well, Brendan Aronson's played for Leeds United. That Leeds United side got promoted, so why not? Why not get him? Why not go for him? That's maybe what's going to happen. But I just think with Jack Harrison, the horse has bolted, and I think there's been too many chances. I don't think he's good enough. I don't think he's going to improve at this stage in his career. Very similarly to that of Calvin Phillips, they're not going to improve. They've gone to another Premier League club. Similar with Calvin Phillips, they've not impressed. They are a product of Marcelo Bielsa. Now, Jack Harrison for me was never a good footballer, never like a footballer who could make the grade at the next level. But what Jack Harrison was a trier. He was energy, he was endeavour, and he had moments of quality every now and again. But he's not Premier League level, so I'm kind of looking at maybe your team's going down, maybe your Leicesters, maybe your Ipswiches, maybe someone will take a chance on him. Take a chance on Jack. That's maybe something we can look at, to be honest with you, but I just cannot see a world in which any of us as Leeds fans see this as a viable option. He's the fifth winger, and even if you get rid of Nonto because of PSR reasons, even if you get rid of Largy because he's never going to play him, keep hold of James, buy Solomon, which I think they will do, and then bring in another and have Jack Harrison. I think it's weaker, obviously depending on who the other one is, but it's weaker. Jack Harrison been in there. So for me, it's not one that I would be looking at entertaining. It's frustrating that Everton haven't taken us up on it. From everything I'd heard, which is not a lot, but anything you'd heard, it was Everton, when by playing him, are going to start integrating him, are going to look to buy him. Moyes has spoken about him in a glowing way. He said that he likes Jack. He definitely consider bringing him in, but maybe the hierarchy just turn around to him and go, look, David, look at these numbers, mate. 65 appearances, 4 goals. You having a laugh? So we can't have any passengers next season whatsoever. If we have passengers, we're going straight back down, and Jack Harrison would be a passenger for me. And I'm just really hoping we don't go down that route. As I said, I always thought, to be honest, that his best position would have been like a left back, left wing back. I think going forward, he gets a nosebleed, makes terrible decisions. And look, with what's happened with Leeds, there's a sour taste in all of our mouths. So absolute no. But let me know what you think in the comment section below, everybody. Do you disagree? Do you agree? And I'll see you in a bit.